IPv4.global, from Hilco Stream Bank. Backed by Hilco Global, IPv4.global has completed thousands of transfers. Our online marketplace serves address blocks and ASNs of all sizes and regions. Transparent, experienced, reliable. IPv4.global.
You don't call your mum via a chain of other people's phones. So why would your Australian network be any different? One Internet Exchange Service makes single-point national connectivity in the Australian market as simple as IAA. Carrier-neutral, high-performance, unmetered peering from IAA. Because your users deserve it.
In Asia, the IP address management is managed by an organization called APNIC. Then, APNIC appointed IDNIC, APG, to run the IP address management process, especially in Indonesia.
Team Cymru delivers no-cost threat monitoring to internet service providers and hosting providers who partner with us. Nimbus Threat Monitor gives you near real-time threat detection, illuminating the compromised assets on your network and those of your clients by correlating your network flows with our world-class IP reputation data. Saving and improving lives is Team Cymru's mission, and making the internet a safer place is integral to that mission. Take advantage of our peer signal threat detection today.
All of the snow in this winterland used to look so pretty, now making me moody. In the deep woods alone with my fields, spend too much time thinking, in the end you'll be with me. Maybe I'm just getting it now. Time I took a little time out. Demons really catching up. I mean, what if giving up. Honey, what if there's no meaning? Oh, my heart is slowly bleeding. You said we still got today. Trust me that right now is all that matters. No, nothing lasts forever. This was just a winter fish. I'm so rich. Not getting over it. Trust me that right now is all that matters. No, nothing lasts forever. This is just a winter's itch. I'm so rich.
Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready? Let me be honest, I don't know a single thing that I haven't done to make you notice me. Let me be real here. When I see you, my heart starts racing, but I don't know if I like this chasing and playing and waiting around. It's a shame that my hands start shaking all of the time when you're around me. But this time, girl, I know what's bothering me. I need to.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We're just getting settled and ready here to start the next part of the peering forum. So let me just get the record going. So hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is the second session of the peering forum. Before I introduce the session chair, just a reminder, this Zoom session runs the rest of the day. So we have the two peering forum sessions. We have the quiz, the daily quiz, which was a lot of fun yesterday. And then we have the peering social event. So please stay for that. The folks who went to the conference social event yesterday had a wonderful time, very enjoyable time. And this evening's social is promising to be just as enjoyable. So please stay for that and take part as well. Anyway, without further ado, let me hand the session over to Masataka Mawatari, who's your session chair. Masataka-san.
Yes, thank you for introduction, Philip. So I'm a session moderator of here APRICOT Peering Forum #1. My name is Masataka Mawatari from JPIX. So we have two main topics and peering partners during this time slot, as Philip mentioned. So, but according to APRICOT program website, original order is first Bill, and then second speaker is Yolanda. So, but I would like to change the order of presentation. So first presentation is Peering Toolbox by Yolanda Robinson. So could you prepare the presentation, Yolanda?
Yes, thank you. Can you guys hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. Let me share my screen. Perfect. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are today. My name is Yolanda Robinson, and I am from NAP Africa, which is based in South Africa. And today I will be presenting on the Peering Toolbox. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you to the panel or the peering committee, or the my words today, the program committee, for giving us the opportunity to present today. So this is a very exciting project that we are presenting today. As mentioned, this is the Peering Toolbox. This is a project led by the EuroIX community, which we are part of as NAP Africa. So let's talk about the internet. If we look at 20 years ago, right? If you wanted to get to the internet, if you wanted to get access to the internet, the traditional way is to go via a transit provider that gets you the content to your end users. Enterprise networks changed the internet access to access and transit providers. So what has happened since then? So obviously we know this has changed. We do not have to rely on transit providers anymore. The internet has become an essential part of every organization's services. So they are taking more control over it. And this has become very apparent in the past 2 years, where we had a change on how we do things virtually. We've seen a lot of networks changing the model, taking control of their network and wanting to get out there themselves and not rely on a transit provider or an MSP to run their business or their network. Businesses need to optimize their services. So of course, you want to give your users the best experience, and you need to look at all your options. And peering has become a new topic, a new hot topic within our community and in the space of the internet. So more and more businesses are actually looking to join this community and understand how can they utilize this as the company. But now, what is the problem? Growth in the importance of the internet to business operators is driving enterprise networks to manage their own connection to the internet. So what this means is that enterprises are now looking to manage their own networks. They want to connect themselves and manage it themselves. They want to be in control. They want to, do the routes, take all the, get everything together, what they need, and take control of it. They don't want to have a third party, again, that's transit provider, taking control of their network. Of course, it is essential to keep your transit provider as connecting to an IXP does not mean you have access to the whole internet, only part of it. Managing this comes with a risk. Why is this? Well, managing your network or this peering relationship by yourself does come with a risk because it's something that you still need to learn, still need to adapt to, and build the skills to understand how it all works together. If something does go wrong, do you know where to go, who to contact, or what to do? So it does come with its own risks. Now, there's more than one vendor, i.e. IXPs, but you should have a bunch of peers. So this means that you are not only connecting to the IXP, but you are also connecting to the networks that are connected to that IXP. So there's more than one relationship where with the transit provider, you are having that relationship with your transit provider, and that is it. And you have access to multiple networks where when you go the route of peering, you now have to manage your relationship with each network that you want to connect to. So taking responsibility from the role of the ISP. So having the right resources and IP addresses, ASNs. So if you as a business want to peer or get into the peering space, these are the resources that you need. So the question is always, where do I start? How do I get into this? How do I get into this community? How do I utilize this? How do you manage your peers? And does this increase the cost? So exactly that. So as we know, the term peering means the exchange of traffic between two networks at no cost. So it depends on how you look at it. How do you reach the internet exchange? Do you need a layer 2, or are you in the facility where the IXP is located? This all, connecting to an IXP, there is still a cost. So you need to weigh up, is it cheaper for me to go the IXP way, peering myself, getting my resources and all of that, or just simply going via a transit provider? With who and how are you going to peer? Community, what is that? That is a good question, because you need to have a plan. If you are a business wanting to peer, you need to know who do you want to peer with? What is it that you need? What content, what networks are you trying to reach? And where can you reach them? Does your local IXP have these networks available? Or should you start looking to a broader spectrum to find an IXP that has those networks that you want to connect to? And then again, it comes back to how is this going to increase the cost? How do I reach them? And that is where we come in. And there's a lot to learn, as you can imagine, or as you should know, as a network going into the peering space. Where do I start? Who do I speak to? What are the best practices? How do you deal with outages? These are so important questions that we need to know. If you think about newcomers or new companies coming into this space, where do they get this information? There's a lot of information available on the internet, but is it the right information? is this the information that I need to look at? So what is the solution to this? What is the solution to answer these questions? And this is where the Peering Toolbox comes in. So the Peering Toolbox is a community-focused learning tool. So what is the Peering Toolbox? What is this Peering Toolbox that we are talking about? So the Peering Toolbox is by the community. It's a community-focused EuroIX project. So the EuroIX is the European Internet Exchange forum that has come together to get this Peering Toolbox initiated. Organizations involved include Links, NAP Africa, Microsoft, Amazon, and INEX. If you'd like to get involved, we would love to have you get involved and help us build this project, help us bring more information together to help our community grow and help those new companies to understand the world of peering. What are the aims? So we want to provide a learning structure and best practices information for new entrants into the interconnection community. So we want to share with them, where do you start? How do you connect? What should you be looking at? What are the best practices that we recommend you look at? So, I mean, it's important for us to understand that in the Peering Toolbox is not only for new entrants into the community. It is also for, you know, our community members that have been involved in the community that are looking to advance, to see how more can I utilize my peering experience. The toolbox will act as a reference guide that IXPs and networks can point others to for best practices information and learn how to meet the IXP and peers requirement. So what we are trying to do with the Peering Toolbox is essentially making a one-stop shop website where you can refer people to say, if you are stuck, no matter where you are, if you are a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced peering company, you can go to the Peering Toolbox and have a look at the resources available and see where can I go to find the information that I need. There's already a lot of good work that has been done by the community, and we want to pull it together and make it available in one place. Again, that one-stop shop website where we can refer to if we do get stuck. We are not in any way creating a peering Bible, but it will act as a reference point for best practice information. So what we put on that website, what we put in the Peering Toolbox, is not to say that's the only way to do peering, not at all. This is just a reference point for us to go to see where can we get the information that we need, depending on what we want to do with our peering, you know, with our peering, and to build strategies around it, and also to reach out if we do get stuck, or if we have ideas on how we can, you know, make this Peering Toolbox better, to add more information, add more resources. The Peering Toolbox can reference your documents. Get in touch. As I mentioned, we'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to get involved in this project where we are sharing the information, growing the community, if you have some interesting documents that you feel can help the community in their peering journey, please reach out to us at the email listed here, peeringtoolbox@lists.euroix.net. We'd love to hear from you. And coming soon, so we've been working on this project for quite some time. We are busy, the website is live, however, we are busy restructuring it, redeveloping it, where we will have levels of information. So we will have a beginner level, intermediate, and advanced. So depending on where you are in your peering journey, you can go to these levels and get your information that you need, depending on what your strategy is, what you'd like to know, and what you would like to do. So in these levels, we have different resources, different information for the levels. So for instance, if you are a beginner, we start at what is an ASN, where do you get an ASN, what do you need to peer? intermediate, how do you establish peering relationships, how to know where to peer and all of that. And then the advanced level. So that is something I am very excited about. I'd love to go to that level. I can't wait for it to launch. That is where we talk about how do you further increase or utilize your peering relationships or your peering presence. So I'm very excited for that as well. So this is what we are talking about, the Peering Academy, where we are going to create a learning structure that's easy for new entrants to follow and discover what they need to learn to make the best decisions for their network. The learning will be broken down into small pieces, as I mentioned, beginner, intermediate, and expert to learn. And again, I am super excited for the expert level. I think that is really going to help me understand more about peering. Using the internet or IXP-DB to see the types of networks connected will help give some insight into their knowledge. We are looking to build up the team, so we already have an established team that works together to build the content and give some insight for the information that we are listing onto this Peering Academy. But again, if you'd like to get involved, we'd love to hear from you. So please reach out to us at the email that is available at the bottom. And that is it from me. I hope to hear from you guys soon. This is a very exciting project, especially for me. I think a lot of internet exchange points understand the struggle of having new companies wanting to enter the peering community, but not really knowing where to start. And also, you know, those networks that are already peering, how can I utilize it even more? How can I make the best of my peering? So this is what the Peering Toolbox is about. It's about growing your network in the peering space. So again, thank you so much for the opportunity to present to you. I hope this has been very informative. And again, if you'd like to get involved, please reach out to us. We'd love to get you on board. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Andy, for your great presentation. So, any question or comment? No one? So, I have one comment. So, to Andy. So, I'm really interested in Peering Academy. So, it's a great idea. So, actually, providing opportunity for learning in one of the most important roles for internet exchange and community around it. So I think it's for keeping stable internet and peering our world. So according to your slides, so it's one of plans of peering toolbox. So this Peering Academy place is remote or in-person place. So do you have information about that?
Yeah, so the Peering Toolbox, and Philip will help me if I do get stuck. But the Peering Academy is going to be available on the website, so you can follow through at your own pace. So you can do it remotely. All the information will be provided to you on the website, and you can follow through as you go. But if you do get stuck, I mean, you are more than welcome to reach out to the team, who would be happy to assist with you if you do get stuck with any of you know, the information or the steps within the levels. So as I mentioned, there will be 3 levels, so you can follow through on the levels. It's not a requirement, I believe, to go through everything. I mean, sometimes it's just a few things that you need to know. But yeah, it's done remotely. It's not, I do not believe at this stage we will be doing online classes. So for now, it's going to be available on the website, but I mean, depending on what the community demands, if they feel that perhaps we should be doing, webinars to discuss this or go through the content, we would be happy to do so.
Thank you for information. So, we have one question from Nan. So the question is there any cost for using?
No, so there is no cost to use the website. It is freely available. And again, this is a community project, so we are here to help you.
Thank you for sharing the information. So any other comment, question? Looks no one. So yeah, thank you for your presentation. And can we further information about Peering Toolbox?
Yeah, so for more information, sorry, I have posted into the chat the link to our existing website, which we will be updating soon. If you'd like to reach out to us, all our information is listed on the website. And yeah, we look forward to hearing from you and getting some suggestions, comments, and insights.
Yeah, and I just want to add, as Yolandi said, I'm part of the team. So feel free, folks in this part of the world, please reach out to me. I mean, most of the team, I think we're all around the world pretty much. So we're working on a new version of the website and would love to get feedback. And, as Yolandi said, so it's a great initiative that I hope people in this part of the world will be able to support as well. Don't be put off by it being Euro-IX. Yolandi's in South Africa, I'm sitting here in Australia, so it really is a global effort. So input from everybody around the world would be greatly appreciated.
Yes, thank you again, Yolandi, for your presentation. So, Bill is here or not? It seems Bill Norton is not here. So, can we move to the next? Next is Peering Forum. Could you prepare Peering Forum, Achi?
Yes, Mawatari-san, we're going to set up the Peering Forum. I'm going to ask my colleague Lizelle to put up the first set of slides, please. Lizelle, can you put it in presentation mode? Thank you. So welcome to the first session of the Peering Personals. Next slide, please. Peering Personals is a brief, previous slide, please. It's a brief introduction of the operator's IP infra and peering information. So we'll be having two sessions. First one is network, ODT, and CDNs, and the next will be IXPs and DCs. Together with me is Lizelle, who's managing the slides. Okay, so first up will be Akamai. Next slide, please. Shuvik.
Hey, hi, good day, everyone. I am Shuvik from Akamai Technologies. So here is my company's peering profile, which I am going to share. So we have basically two ASNs, 20940 and ASN 32787. So 20940 handles content traffic profile, and ASN 32787 traffic profile is mostly inbound. Traffic volume is 200 plus TBPS for 20940 and variable for 32787. Peering location is 100 for AS20940. And for AS32787, it is BBIX, JPIX, HKIX, and many more, which is listed in the Peering DB page. So you can reach out to us at peering@akamai.com for any peering request. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shaka. Next will be APRICOT. Next slide.
Thanks, Archie. Hi, everyone. Shaka from APRICOT. Our ASN number is 4608. Our traffic profile is balanced and our traffic volume is around 1 gig. We have an open peering policy for all APRICOT members. You can pair with us at different exchange points. Currently, we have presence in Brisbane, IX Australia, MEGAIX and EdgeIX, Sydney, Equinix IX and MEGAIX, Singapore, Equinix IX, and Hong Kong, HKIX. You can find all the relevant information in PeeringDB. If you would like to establish peering with us, please reach out to us at peering@apnic.net. Thank you.
Thanks, Shaka. Next would be AWS. Eddie.
Yes, can you hear me, Archie?
Yes, go ahead, Eddie.
That's great. Hi, everyone. This is AWS. AS number is 16509. We're literally everywhere regarding IX peering, and for private peering, please visit peeringdb.com. I will encourage you guys to update the PeeringDB record, because we based on the record to do the peering configuration there. For contact details, please see the slide here below, and we have also put the contacts onto the PeeringDB record as well. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Eddie. Next would be Chiang Cloud, Leo.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. This is Leo, the network engineer from Chiang Cloud team. I'm glad to join this online conference and share our peering information with you. And our AS number is 139057. Our traffic provides content, including gaming, video, and song. The traffic volume is T and plus level, and our peering policy is very open. As you can see, so far we have peering in some regions like Asia, Hong Kong, Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, and other regions like US, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, and Russia. You can find more information from our PeeringDB page. Feel free to drop the email to us at peering@baixian.com if you have any peering requests. Thank you.
Thank you. Next would be ByteDance. John?
Hi, Jonathan from ByteDance. We operate two AS numbers, mainly AS 396986 for US, Europe, and Japan, and AS 138699 for the other rest of the world, mainly APAC. We are a content provider, mainly TikTok videos. Traffic volume is growing. We have open peering policies. We are growing on public peering exchange and private peering facilities. We are also expanding. So you can check us out at our PeeringDB page. If there's anything you want to peer with me or something like that, you can contact us at peering@ByteDance, or just email me at jonathan.lee@bytedance. Thank you.
Thanks, bro. Next would be Cloudflare. Unfortunately, John won't be here, so I'm going to read through the slides. So Cloudflare ASN is 13335. Traffic profile is eyeballs. The peering policy is open, present in multiple locations, and you can check PeeringDB for the complete entry. For peering requests, you can email John at the email below or peering@cloudflare.com. Thank you. Next would be Colt.
Yeah, hi, this is Kapil from Colt. Okay, so our AS number is 8220 and our traffic profile is balanced and traffic volume is more than 1 Tbps and it is growing. Peering policy is selective, but we are very open, so it is selective, but yeah, we accept most of the requests. and we have a presence on more than 40 IXP in Europe, Asia, and US. On Asia specific, we peer in Singapore Equinix, SGIX, and Hong Kong HKIX, and Tokyo and Osaka. We are present in JPNAP, JPIX, BBIX, and in Sydney Equinix and IX. So we keep expanding in Asia. So maybe look at our peering DB URL for more details, and you can contact at peering@cold.net, okay, for the any peering request with us. Thank you.
Thanks, Kapil. Next will be Dito. Jerome.
Hi, I'm Jerome Pichay from Dito Telecommunity, the third major telco in the Philippines. We launched our commercial services last March of 2021. Currently, we have 6 million subscribers and counting. Our AS is 139831. Our traffic profile is eyeballs. Our current traffic volume is around 265G. Our peering policy is open. We have a presence in VM2 NTIM in Manila, Equinix SG3 in Singapore, and Mega I in Hong Kong. We are also a member of Get the Fix page, PH Open IX in Philippines, Equinix Singapore, and SGIX in Singapore, and Equinix Hong Kong and HKIX in Hong Kong. So if you we have our peering entry for more details. If you ever like to have peering with us, my email is jerome.pichay@dito.ph. Thank you.
Thanks. Next will be Eastern Communication. Alvin.
Yes, hello. I'm Alvin from ETPI or Eastern Communications. Our ASN number is 968. Our traffic profile is eyeballs, and our volume is at 60G plus. Our peering policy, we're open, and we're located in the US, Asia, and in Manila, of course, via the mixed GIX and PH Open IX. And for peering requests, we can be found at AS9658. .peeringdb.com, and you can send peering requests at peering@etpi.com.ph. Thank you.
Thank you. Next will be Equinix.
Hey, hi everyone. Abhishek here from Equinix. Our ISP service is called Equinix Connect, and for this services we operate three different ASN in Asia Pac and multiple ASN globally. And we are kind of consolidating our ASN to the single ASN, but that takes some time. Maybe by the next our forum, we have like one single ASN. But for now, we have a different. So 1789-1794-23686. And all the ASN, we are traffic profile type is contained, or you can say in the balance type. And we have a different traffic volume per ASN, which is over the slide. And our peering policy is open. For the peering location and the peering DB entry, you can simply scan this QR code, and it will give you all the details of all the ASN operate under Equinix globally. So you will refer that peering DB page for that. For the contact detail, I have like our big interconnection team, which sits in like different countries. So the details over here in the slide, please reach out to the team if you want to get more detail about our Equinix Connect services. Thank you.
Thank you. Next will be Janet.
Hello, everyone. I'm from Janet. My name is Hulul Butter, and our AS number is 45204, and traffic volume is eyeball, and traffic traffic profile is eyeball, and traffic volume is 300G. Peering policy is selective, and peering location is in Asia. We have Equinix HK1 and Hong Kong IX, and Europe TKX, and US cross-site to California. And if more information you want, just go to the peering DB. And if you want to peer with us, just send to us email, peering@gemnet.com. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Next is Globe Telecom. And that's me. So main AS is 4775. We also manage by Untitled 6648 for eyeballs. Traffic volume at 3 tera plus. And we have a very open peering policy. Peering locations at 25, extending to US, Asia, and Europe. check out the peering DB for the complete details. If you want to peer, send an email to me or peering@globe.com.ph. Thank you. Next is iAdvantage.
Thank you, Archie. This is Mike from SunUvision iAdvantage. We are one of the largest data center operators in Hong Kong. Actually, our business is quite focusing in Hong Kong. Our AS number is 9729. In fact, we are one of the major telecom hub hosting a lot of the telco and carrier in our data center, Mega I. But we also host some enterprise customer and also some OTT locally or from mainland China. So we are open to peer with other ISP if you're interested to peer with us. And our locations are in the HKIX as well as the satellite site HKIX3 or 3B in our mega campus data center. So feel free to drop me and my colleague Andrew a message if you are interested to peer with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Ibc Frontier.
Hello everyone, I'm Naoshiro Hashiguchi from Ibc Frontier S4694. Our company provides data centers and cloud service in Japan. Traffic profile is content. Most of traffic is video streaming and gaming. The current traffic volumes are around 300 giga. Peering policy is open. Peering locations are Tokyo and Osaka. I would appreciate if you could peering. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is iAccess for all. David. Okay, I think Leo's not here, so I'm gonna jump in for him. Access for all ASN is 59325. The traffic profile is eyeballs, volume at 5G. They have a very open peering policy, peering locations spread across in Manila and outside the Philippines as well. Peering DB entry is written here, so you can check out the complete details. For peering inquiries, send an email to him or peering@iaccess.in. Next would be Kerala. Sajan? Okay, it seems Sajan is not here as well, so I'm gonna jump in for Sajan. Kerala Vision Broadband, AS is 138754. Traffic profile is eyeballs. Volume at 1 tera. Peering policy is open. Peering locations at Mumbai, Chennai, India, and Asia. For complete details, check out their peering DB entry and send an email to Sajan or knockadmin@keralavisionisp.com. Next would be Matrix.
Hello. Hi. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you all. My name is Safira Anisa from Matrix Snap Info. So we're actually a submarine cable owners and providers connecting Jakarta to Singapore. And within our cable system, we create an international content gateway to eyeball users in Indonesia. So here's our ISN number, which is 55818. And we are more than happy to peer with you on the following sites. So we have we are available in 3 continents, in Asia, Europe, and United States. So in SJX, BBIX, SJX, Hong Kong IX, JPX, Tokyo, and in Europe in M6, DKIX, Lynx, and MSKIX. And in the United States, we're available in Seattle IX, NE2 West, and Equinix Palo Alto. So if you'd like to exchange traffic and get more eyeball users from Indonesia, send us an email at peering@tapinfo.id. Thank you.
Thank you. Next will be Meta.
Well, first time I'm doing this under the new company name. I already noticed that pushes us down the list of alphabetic order, sadly. But today I have the special honor of introducing our newest addition to the team, Mark. Please, over to you.
Hi everyone, my name is Mark. I am representing Mel.
Our ASN is 32934. You can look out on the details of Purine DB. We do have a small requirement that in order to peer with us, you do have to register in Purine DB. Our peering email is still peering, P-E-R-N-G at fb.com. It's not changed yet. We will keep the Purine DB database up to date, right? In case if there's any things that you need clarification on, do check out with us or ping us on our email and we'll get back to you.
Thanks, Mark. Next will be Microsoft. Okay, so I got info that Microsoft won't be available today, so I'm going to jump in for them as well. AS number is 8075. Traffic profile is content, terabits of traffic, and they have a selected peering policy. Peering location is 52IX and 45H location in APAC. Complete details, check out their peering DB entry. And also the policy as well for peering. If you want to peer with them, you can contact Sejong or send an email to peering@microsoft.com. Thank you. Next will be NTT Docomo Pacific. Ben?
Hi, my name is Ben from NTT Docomo Pacific. We're AS 3605. We're in the lovely island of Guam. Our peering policy is selective. We are interested in content providers for our mutual customers. And if you are a content provider that has an edge cache, we'll be interested in hosting it. Just give us a call or give us an email and let us know how we can help to better serve our mutual customers. In our peering locations in Asia Pacific, we are of course on Guam, the Tata PDCLS, RTI GNC, the Marix. Also, we're in Equinix TY8 for PNI, and also JPNAP Tokyo. In Hong Kong, we're in the Equinix HK1, and we are soon to be in Equinix Singapore by the end of this month. In North America, we're in San Jose, Equinix San Jose SV1 and CoreSite LA1 and the NE2 West. Our Peering DB entry is as3605.peeringdb.com. And if you have any questions or concerns or you want to contact me, you can contact me at blaguanya@docomopacific.com or peering@docomopacific.com. Thank you.
Thanks, Ben. Next would be PCH. Divya.
Hi, everyone. I'm Divya, and we are PCH AS423856. We are operators of one of the largest DNS Anycast network, as well as route collectors network. We peer at around 237 internet exchange points. We have open peering policy and are glad to peer with any networks, irrespective of size and traffic volumes. Our peering DB is up to date, and you can find out our locations for the peering methods. You can contact me at db@pcs or drop a line to peering@pcs.net for peering with us if you'd like to host a node. Also, you can send the email to me directly. Thank you.
Thanks. Next will be PLDT. Arvin?
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Marvin from PLDT. Our AS number is 9299. So our traffic profile are majority eyeballs with traffic volume of 7 terabits plus. And our peering policy is selective. You can peer with us in several IXS in Asia, in Europe, and the US. And also we are present in Hong Kong, Japan, LA, and Singapore with these data centers, and also Vitro data center in the Philippines. Our peering DB entry is AS9299, peeringdb.com, and you can contact us. You have my email here or the communal email of peering@pld.com.ph. Thank you, Achi.
Thank you. That could be Radius. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you, Achi. Good day, everyone. I'm Jimmy Alcala from Radius Telecoms Philippines.
a Meralco company. Our ASN is 55821. Our traffic profile is eyeballs with a traffic volume of 100 gigabits per second. Our peering policy is open. Our peering locations are in Hong Kong IX, located in Hong Kong Mega I, Equinix IX, SGIX, DGIX, located in Singapore Equinix, Globe IX, PH Open IX, located in the Philippines. You can see us in the Peering DB. Our website is www.radius.ph, or you can reach me in my email, jcalcala@radius.ph or peering@radius.ph. That's it. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Jim. Next is CCOM. Sorry, I mean Rice. Apologies. Go ahead.
Good afternoon,
Jeremiah.
Archie. I'm Jeremiah. We're Rice AS63927, an ISP serving the enterprise and wholesale market in the Philippines. So we're present in major DCs and IXPs in Singapore, Hong Kong, and the Philippines. So for the exact locations, you can check out our peering DB entry. And we're very happy to peer with you guys. So you can contact us at knock@rice.ph, or you can send it to me. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Next is CCOM.
Thank you so much for having us. Basically, we are CCOM. We are a submarine cable system in Africa, on the eastern coast mostly, and we also provide network services. Our AS number is 37100, traffic profile eyeballs and inbound. Traffic volume is over 100 gigs, and our peering policy is selective. We peer mostly in Europe and also in Africa. So basically, you can reach us in AM6, DECIX, France IX, Links, and in Africa we are in Johannesburg, Cape Town, Durban at NAP Africa, and also in Kenya at the KIXP, in Tanzania at the Tanzania Internet Exchange Point, and Uganda at the UIXP. We have a peering policy, so that is the URL for that. You can contact us at peering@ccom.com, or you can drop me an email at noah.maina@ccom.com. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Cable.
Good afternoon. This is Lisa for Sky Cable. Our AS number is 23944. Our traffic profile is eyeballs with a traffic volume of around 300 gig. We have an open peering policy, and you can connect to us. We are present in Asia, Europe, and the US. For more information, you can check our peering DB entry, and should you want to peer with us, you can send an email to me or at peering@skycable.com. Thank you.
Thanks. Next will be Telstra.
Hi, good day, everyone. So I'm Karen Serda from Telstra International. Our AS number is 4637. Our traffic profile is mostly balanced. Traffic volume is around 8 terabits plus, and our peering policy is selective, but we love to peer with you as well. We are present in most of the major locations and IXPs in US, APAC, and Europe. And for our peering DB entry, it's AS4637.peeringdb.com, and you can contact me at currentlayer.sir.team.telstra.com or at ti.peering@team.telstra.com. Thank you.
Thanks. Next will be Vincent.
Hi. Can you guys hear us?
Yes, go ahead, Gerald.
Hi, we are representing Tencent Cloud. We have two ASN here, the cloud as well as for the CDN. I will speak mostly for the CDN. So we carry mostly gaming and e-commerce contents. We encourage all eyeballs to PNI with us. For the list of the PNI location, I encourage you to actually send me an email. And let me introduce my colleague. We're here to talk on the cloud 132203.
I'm Wei Xian from AS132203, mainly for our Tencent Cloud service. So besides the paying location in the slide, we also have other locations in Europe, Southeast Asia, and also Japan and Korea. So for more information, you can refer to our peering DB. And also you can submit your request via the peering.tencent.com, or you can send us an email to peering@tencent.com. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Next is time. Masud.
Hi, thanks Achi, and good day to everyone. Our ASN is 9930 with a traffic profile eyeballs and volume is 1 terabyte per and growing. We have a peering policy open. Few locations, Malaysia, Singapore, and Hong Kong. You can look us at the peering DB for entry. And for peering inquiries, you can contact me via emails. Thanks.
Thank you. Next will be Twitch. Okay.
Hey everyone, Sengi here, and I'm handling Twitch interconnection in APAC. Our ASN is 464989, and our network type belongs to content. Sorry, apologies that I'm not able to share our traffic volume. Our peering policy is selective, but we are actually quite open. We are present at most major IXPs and DCs in APAC, so do check out our peering DB page for the most ideal peering location if you are looking to set up peering with us. And this is my email contact, so feel free to reach out to me or for any peering requirement, or you can email to peering@twitch.tv, where we have a team who is able to turn up BGP sessions over the IX very quickly. Thank you.
Thanks. Next is Zenlayer.
Thanks, Archie. This is Shijia from Zenlayer. So our ASN is 21859 and 4229. Our traffic profile is content, and we currently have over 8 terabits of traffic. Our peering policy is generally open, but only selective in certain locations. Then you can check the peering DB site for all of our peering locations. So we are present in the APAC, EMEA, US, and the South America. Yeah, so if you are interested in peering, please contact myself or email to the following email address, peering@zenlayer.com. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. Last is Netflix.
Hello.
Sure. Hi. Go ahead.
Thanks, Archie. Yeah, hi. I'm Jocelyn from Netflix. Our AS is 2906. We're a content provider. We have an open peering policy. For the peering locations, please refer to our peering DB for the list of locations. And yeah, if there's anything, you can contact Ian, Nihit, Nayong, or myself. So Ian is in charge of East Asia and Oceania. Nihit takes care of South Asia, Nayong for Korea and Japan, and myself, Southeast Asia and Taiwan. Thank you.
Thank you. And that actually ends the first session for our peering session. We'll have another one after the second batch of peering forum. Thanks, and handing this over back to Philip.
Thank you very much for that, Archie. Thanks very much to all the folks who volunteered the peering personals as well. It's always a great session to sit through and find out what's going on and the different traffic volumes in different places and so forth. So great session, and thank you for organizing that so well, Archie, and Lisa as well for all the slides. And also thanks to Masataka-san for chairing the session, and to Yolandi for the Peering Toolbox presentation. So we're finishing a little bit early because of one speaker no-show. So we will return in about 20 minutes for the final Peering Forum session. Also, don't forget, we have our quiz at the end of the day, and we have our Peering Social as well. Don't forget about that one. As I said at the start, people had a fabulous time yesterday in the conference social. It's promising to be just as good this evening, so don't miss it. Otherwise, thank you, everybody, and we will see you again in about 20 minutes' time.
IPv4.global, from Hilco Stream Bank. Backed by Hilco Global, IPv4.global has completed thousands of transfers. Our online marketplace serves address blocks and ASNs of all sizes and regions. Transparent, experienced, reliable. IPv4.global.
You don't call your mum via a chain of other people's phones. So why would your Australian network be any different? One Internet Exchange Service makes single-point national connectivity in the Australian market as simple as IAA. Carrier-neutral, high-performance, unmetered peering from IAA. Because your users deserve it.
In Asia, the IP address management is managed by an organization called APNIC. Then, APNIC appointed IDNIC, APG, to run the IP address management process, especially in Indonesia.
Team
Cymru delivers no-cost threat monitoring to internet service providers and hosting providers who partner with us. Nimbus Threat Monitor gives you near real-time threat detection, illuminating the compromised assets on your network and those of your clients by correlating your network flows with our world-class IP reputation data. Saving and improving lives is Team Cymru's mission, and making the internet a safer place is integral to that mission. Take advantage of our peer signal threat detection today.
Well, welcome back, everyone. We're just going to make a start shortly. Been a bit busy choosing speakers again, so let's see. Anyway, let's get going. So welcome back to the final session of the Peering Forum. Before we get started, just a reminder that we have the daily quiz after the Peering Forum completes, and we also have the Peering Social at the end as well. So I'd like to introduce the session chair, Thelina from Elkinog. And just a note that Thelina, while we're when you're chairing the session, we'll chase down your other speaker. So and we'll keep you posted about that. But anyway, over to you.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, so I was waiting for the Leo. Since he's not in the meeting yet, as per the schedule, I would like to go with Terry. So Terry, can you please?
Definitely can do. Okay. Just let me find my slide deck and get that on the screen. There we go. So as a way of introduction, I often do research-related things on the side of my work with IO, and AFTAB gave me the opportunity of doing a study on CCTLD data last year. So if AFTAB's in the audience, thank you very much for that opportunity. This is actually a finalized report, and let's see. And if you do want to use the bit.ly link, you can go and have a look at that report straight away and see what you think. So what we did with the study is we looked at hosting data for top-level country codes. So what I'll do is I'll present the methodology, first of all. Then I'll go through some of the visuals. And Phil loves these visuals, by the way, because we did them in Tableau, they're bubble maps and things like that. Then we'll look at some of the data. Then I'll talk about what the data actually tells us from a scientific point of view, but also channel a little bit of my Peter Checkland and talk about what the soft data is that came out of that review as well. So the methodology, quite simple. Go and get the A records and the quad A records of the website. Try connecting to it. Essentially get some latency and hop counts out of tracing and pinging to it. Place all that data into Postgres database where it's easily accessible. In this case, the database was hosted on GCP, on Google Compute. And then also because both myself and AFTAB have a strong inkling for looking at anything RPKI related, we decided to fold in some validity data as well about what we were looking at. And of course, we still have to geolocate where the data is coming from. So I used the public MaxMind database for that, which isn't terribly reliable. We'll talk about that shortly. So we end up with essentially IP addresses, either v4 or v6, latency in milliseconds, hop count according to traceroute, and of course, sometimes the maximum hop count is 30 because that's what traceroute will give you. And then I've tried to make sure that we have enough public data in the database to map that to a subnet in the routing table, and also an ASN name, and so on. So in some cases, we were very successful in actually geolocating the IP address range in use, not necessarily knowing it's definitely located in the US or not in the US, but comparing latency to country codes, it was pretty easy to work out. It was local traffic anyway. So we didn't always have V6 available to us when we were building the data set, so that made things more interesting. And of course, pulling that down into summary tables meant that we end up with several million rows in the table, which is a good big data set, as they say. Many rows from Australia, of course, and then of course Japan and India, Indonesia all had nice domain counts in the database. Some of the things that stand out for V6 in particular in, say, Australia is we might have had 2 million domains in the data. Only 10% of them actually had a V6 address of some kind to rely on. Oddly enough, only 60-odd% of them had a V4 address. And it turns out that nearly 1 in 3 domains in the .au domain were simply parked, i.e. they had no glue to an A record or a quad A record of any kind. We're also fortunate enough to catch 2 invalid ROA events in the data while we were gathering data. And of course, both turned out to be just simply either fat-fingered problems or what I would call a commercial dispute over ownership. So they were not malicious in any way, shape or form. And as you see, we only saw 2 events anyway, which is quite fortuitous. We ended up hosting a VM in each country in order to be able to get to each country code. But the VMs themselves sometimes didn't have the absolute best IXP access. We were very lucky with the machines that we rented from ZenLayer. They, in some cases, had excellent in-country connectivity, and we were able to get some very reasonable results out of what we were doing with them. In Australia was with Vulture or Chupa, as they're called on their ASN. So they had 3 different IXP connections. Of course, in Nepal, we ended up using the education network, and in Bangladesh, we had one of our friends there help us out at Fibre the Home, and coincidentally, they didn't have an upstream connection directly to the local IX, but several of their upstreams did apparently. So that was still covered reasonably well. The tool set, those of you in data science will recognize the tool set straight away. We're obviously using a database. We're using visualization. We have use of R, which is a very stats heavy orientated programming language. But what I normally do with my Postgres deployments is I'll actually fold in the PLR module and then do all my R inside the database, which is also a much handier way of processing that. So I mentioned Tableau. Tableau is great at doing these cute maps and stuff. So here is where we were looking at. So we had 10 countries. We've got our unique domain counts there. So we had 2 million domains from Australia, 500,000 domains from India, just a little over 500,000 from Japan, and so on. So this is a pretty good sample of what you would typically find across Asia Pac, so we were very happy with that. And of course, where were they hosting their websites is very interesting, because we're talking about 10 countries with 10 different CCTLDs, but those countries were hosting in nearly 100 different jurisdictions across the planet. So in some cases, these domains were, well, in this case, we're talking about networks serving. So yeah, everywhere from China to Russia, Northern America, South America, Africa. A funny tidbit here, there's 9 sitting here in the middle of nowhere. Well, that's not the middle of nowhere, that's actually the Seychelles. And there is a public internet provider who actually has all of their IP address space registered in the Seychelles, even though they're hosting off IX points in Asia Pacific. So that's one of the problems with using MaxMind. It puts you where the headquarters of the hoster is, not necessarily where the actual hosting is anyway. But that gives you a fair idea that in some cases, CCTLD websites are being hosted almost anywhere but in country. So breaking that down with a bubble map. I love bubble maps because they give you a proportionate size of what's going on. So if we look at domains per ASN, overall, we can see that it is the usual players. It's Amazon and Cloudflare and Google and so on who are hosting these websites around the region. So that overall shouldn't be a huge surprise to anybody. But more importantly, if we drill down into a particular CCTLD, in this case, we'll look at Japan in particular, we can see the big bubbles. Most of the big bubbles don't belong to the global companies, they belong to local companies. So GMO and Sakura and NTT, these are all local firms, and these are all hosting websites in country for .jp. So that was one of the first big things that started coming out in the data, was that per CCTLD, there was a pattern emerging. So we can do the same thing with Nepal or Indonesia. Nepal is interesting because when we talk about Cloudflare or DigitalOcean or Google, these are actually websites that are hosted not in Nepal, but further afield. And in most cases, it's either India or Singapore, of course. And of course, there is one or two bubbles there that shows us websites hosted actually in Nepal, in Kathmandu, which is good. But it's the bubbles, when you compare them to, say, Japan, there's fewer bubbles, smaller bubbles for local hosting. So the visualizations gives us a big clue on that straight away. Same with Indonesia, but Indonesia had a much more different pattern. In this case, instead of having 100 small bubbles, this bubble map actually has 600 small bubbles. So that told us something else about the data straight away. And again, if we isolate this down to, say, top 10 or top 8, the same sort of patterns emerge. There is the big players, the multinationals, and then, of course, if we drill down into a particular jurisdiction, we suddenly see that, oh yeah, okay, we've got different players in Indonesia. But again, Linode and Amazon and Alibaba, these are multinational hosters. These are not local hosters. Now, for the numbers are always interesting when you drill down on them. So we'll have a look at one of our more interesting hosting companies, because they are famous for being low latency. And this is, of course, Cloudflare. So we look at Cloudflare's numbers, and these latency figures are amazing. They must have a proxy server sitting on everything, everywhere. And they do, with the notable exception of the 168 milliseconds out of Nepal, which actually, when you investigate that more closely, it's actually a server in London that's serving that. So that made for an interesting spelunk into the data. But again, you can see that even when these latency figures go above 20 milliseconds or even up to 60 milliseconds, the content is still in region somewhere. It's still either in India or Singapore or somewhere similar. So that basically led us to start looking at, what is the operating model of these hosters, because other hosters do not have figures that look this good on latency. So looking at the operating model of Wix, we see a very interesting trend. They have a lot of domains hosted, but the figures for where they're located, 150 milliseconds or 100 milliseconds or 300 milliseconds. This is this is nothing like what we just saw in the last slide. But the takeaway here is that Wix has everything hosted in 2 particular sites, and in this case, we know that one of those is in North America, another one of those is in Europe. So their operating model, as far as their network is concerned, is they host everything in the one spot somewhere for all their clients across half the globe. So that's a different way of doing it, and it obviously means the network metrics don't look anywhere near as good as anybody else, unfortunately. When we look at someone like Amazon or Google, we get a very mixed picture, and it's a very odd picture because there's good latency figures here, there's bad latency figures here, but ultimately it comes down to that if you're an Amazon or you're a Google, you're going to be hosting content for everybody everywhere. So it's a many-to-many scenario. It really doesn't matter where you're putting your virtual machine or your web server on their networks. They'll happily let you serve content to Nepal from DE, from Germany or from France or Great Britain. And it just goes to show you that the operating model for big hosting, as we'll call them, is ubiquity. They've got something somewhere everywhere. and they're relying on having that sort of penetration into the market by having a presence in every major data center in every major country. And of course, unlike an operation like Cloudflare, their operating model isn't based on let's keep the latency low. It's more like let's capture as much market share as we can. So they don't have a technical goal there. They just have a business goal there. And again, Google's figures, yeah, more or less, you know, the same thing. You look at say what they're hosting for, say Japan, 23 or 25 milliseconds. Oh, sorry, 47 milliseconds, 111 milliseconds to BE, Belgium. So, yeah, if we're actually getting these geolocations right, that means that there are, you know, companies there who are hosting a .jp website in Belgium. Okay, not the best way of demonstrating that your local IXP will do the best job for you, but it's just unfortunate that, you know, someone's made that decision for their hosting. But again, it's not Google's job to make sure this content is as close as possible to an IXP that is as close as possible to the end user. So that makes life more interesting. So let's look at the really nitty-gritty part of what these metrics are telling us. So the first thing we find with all of the latencies here is that they're not a single mode. In fact, in the analysis, it comes out almost immediately that they're multimodal. That means that there is a bell curve for one set of latencies and another bell curve for the next set of latency, and possibly 2 or 3 more bell curves, and they're all overlaid in that data. So it's interesting when you do that split, because when we look at, say, Japan, we have an average latency for the first modal of 6 milliseconds. Now, given the speed of light and how fast information travels around the world on optical cables, whether they're underground, submarine, or so on, 6 milliseconds would mean that it's almost guaranteed to still be in country in Japan. You'd be hard pressed to find an international route with a latency of 6 milliseconds in Japan. So that's of extreme interest to us, because that is 91% and a bit of the entire data set for Japan. So that led me to conclude, well, for .jp domain hosted websites, 90% of the content is in Japan, and it's very likely that 90% of that content's on an IXP somewhere. So this is where we start to tie in how close is the content to the user across the IXP in country. And that's also how we tie in whether countries are making good use or not so good use of their CCTLD for their culture and content. So when we rank them, we see the top 3 are quite interesting. We've got Japan, Indonesia, and Malaysia, all above 80%. So that's amazing. That tells us straight away that everybody in those top 3 countries is, you know, 4 out of 5 or even 9 out of 10 sites are hosted locally, and you know, that's great news, you know, for everybody. Surprisingly, not so good for Australia. This is something that I think is an interesting byproduct of having our English-speaking, you know, non-natives on the other side of the world, like the United States, United Kingdom. Obviously, someone's decided it's okay to host our websites overseas or host our websites, you know, in Singapore or wherever. But it makes life interesting to look at that and say, well, why isn't .au hosted locally? Why not? And of course, even more interesting is we look at other data. We look at Bangladesh, Nepal, India. Most of their content is out of country, which is interesting as well, because it means that they may not have local hosting companies or local content companies. So Bangladesh is an interesting, and of course we are hosted by Bangladesh for this particular conference, so it's a good case study to look at. This Bangladesh definitely comes out as what I would call a quad modal. There are 4 distinct bands for the content, and modal 1 76 milliseconds. This tells us almost immediately that first 18%, that first 1 in 5 websites in Bangladesh are in Bangladesh. Yeah, it'd be a bit hard pressed to get over the border by 7 milliseconds. But of course, once we get to modal 2, we're talking about 56 milliseconds of average. And even with the bell curve being quite slim for that one, it tells us that that's possibly over the border in India, but India is not really 50 milliseconds away, but Singapore or Hong Kong would be, as far as distances are concerned. And there's more modals. There's another very broad modal at 132 milliseconds and an extremely narrow but far distant modal at 274 milliseconds. And it's quite possible to theorize that those modals are possibly Trans-Pacific, Europe, or Northern America, or even South America, possibly. So yeah, the content for .bd, is only 1 in 5 websites possibly in the country. So, what is this telling us about the environment that these domains are actually hosted in? Well, we look at what we call a business model or operating model. We can see that centralization is part of the operating model for certain hosters. Cloud providers tend to be all-purpose. The Googles and the Amazon, they need to be all things to all people. But we do also see specialists like Cloudflare with CDN nodes, which are right on the exchanges, right there in country everywhere. And even with their proxy model, what they are doing is they are fetching or prefetching the content and making sure access to onwards is low latency and readily available. But the other thing that came out once we look at the ownership of the ASNs, and this is one of the key things that I thought was extremely interesting, is that the ownership of the ASNs tells us that, especially in Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan, these countries have local content produced locally, hosted locally, run locally. It's essentially like they've made a decision that as far as their top level domains are concerned, we're going to get everything as localized as we possibly can. And culturally and so on speaking, that's very significant, because it does mean that the industry that has grown up around all of this has made the decision to essentially address the use of their CCTLD as a purely local business issue, which is amazing. And of course, you contrast that to Australia and India, most of the content's outside the country, and unsure whether this is a result of some sort of cultural diaspora or something else. But it's worth it, someone actually having a bit of a look at that ethnographically and just work out why does Australia and India need to host their content overseas instead of locally. It just blows the mind. And of course, the other thing that came out very significantly is that as far as South Asia is concerned, the hosting hub and the internet hub is Singapore. So it seems to be that in a great many places, all roads lead to Singapore as far as the internet's concerned in our region, which is, I think, very interesting. So this leads me to my conclusion from the paper. If you want to have a successful top-level domain for your country code, then you need CCTLD owners with local content, hosted locally, infrastructure in country, and you need to be connected to a local IXP. And then you get the low latency uptake, you get the local firms, you get a synergy, as we like to say in business, between all of that. So it's not enough just to have a good, well-connected IXP. It's it needs people willing to commit to actually doing something with the CCTLD. So quickly, special mentions. I've said ZenLayer, great. These guys were fantastic with their machines being so well located. The code was provided to us by Dinesh, who wrote everything in Python for gathering all of our data. As I mentioned, we made use of MaxMind. That was the GeoLite 2 database with those particular timestamps. And of course, we used the RPKI portable client to do the data checking for ROV. And of course, AFTAB being my sponsor for the project overall. Now, thank you very much for listening to me for what was, I'm hoping I was under the 10 minutes. No, I was just on 10 minutes, maybe longer. But apologies for that, Tilly. I'll probably get to use, if Leo hasn't arrived, I'll probably get to use his time too, don't I?
Yeah, so I didn't want to interrupt you because Leo was not here yet. So actually there were like 2 questions regarding the data in India specifically from Anurag.
Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so let's have a look. Sorry for scrolling back too quick. So in India, this is interesting because ZenLayer did actually have 6 different national IXP points connected to, and the India test machine was actually probably the best connected test machine overall as well. So that's why I'm not too worried about the veracity of the Indian data, because that was an extremely well-connected machine overall. So and I was surprised by that too. I would have thought that there would have been a homegrown .in hosting industry, that it would have had all those hallmarks there, but unfortunately not. It was radically different to what we were seeing in places like Indonesia and of course Japan. So Yep, sorry.
So even for Sri Lanka, I would say most of the .lks are hosted outside, but there are a lot of caches internally hosting different whatever their applications. So you need to dig in. So another question from me. So if someone is interested to dig in to more of your data, is it possible to access data from you? Or
look, I've handed the data over to the Internet Society, and I'm pretty sure that if you do need to get to it for research purposes, definitely contact AFTAB and put a request in. I do know that I can't hand it out without their permission, because it is their work product, they own it. But that said, definitely have a chat to them, and I'm also happy to chat to anyone about what else they can find in this data set, because that, when you got this much rows in a couple of database tables, you end up finding all sorts of wonderful and interesting sidelines in it, believe me.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Terry, for the interesting view of the data. And since our other presenter is not yet in the meeting, I would like to skip to the Purine personals part 2. Archie, over to you.
Okay, I'm back. Thanks, Lina. Yes, so asking my colleague Lisel to bring up the slides again. Yeah, so this one is the second session covering IX and DC. Next slide, please. Yeah. First up would be BBIX. Robin?
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Rob.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Archie. Hi, everyone. This is Robin from BBIX. BBIX is the global internet exchange, have more than 300 connected ASN and over 40 IX traffic over the world. Other than normal IX connectivities, actually we also provide services just such as like remote peering, RPX, and smart IX. So for the details, please check our website at bbix.net. PBIX have multiple locations in Japan, Tokyo, Osaka, and Fukuoka. We also have a presence in APAC, like Hong Kong, Singapore, and Thailand. We also expand our IX to Europe and US. San Jose is our latest location, which is just launched in US West Coast a few months ago. If you want to connect us and know more about our service, please contact us, any one of us here. All right, been a long time haven't met my fans here in person. Hope to see you all in next on-site section soon. Stay happy and healthy, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Robin. Next is Beginnings. Nan.
Hi, good day, everyone. This is Kirinan representing Beginnings, Bangkok Neutral Internet Exchange. We are neutral IXP based in Bangkok, and currently our first regional exchange is in Chiang Mai. We are also working with 2 or 3 pioneers members. Hopefully we can ignite the usage of local exchange in Chiang Mai. For original location in Bangkok, we have 4 pop-up connection now, and probably we will have more presence in an upcoming data center, carrier neutral data center, to support the demand of connection in the future. So far, we have 46S number, which is 20% higher, and around 93 gigabits of peak traffic, which is relatively double time higher than the past year. For our recent update, we are working with APRICOT, Y, and JPIS to support hosting the first mRoot instance in Thailand. And so far, 6 of 100 gig port has been deployed to support the higher capacity for the traffic exchange. Definitely, we are also implementing BCP 214 and as well as the API, which can help our automation process and provisioning process and so on. So you can contact us with our communication channel, including email, website, and peering DB, and hopefully we can meet in person again in Peering Asia 4.0 in Thailand this year. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Thank you. Next would be VDIX. Ruben?
Yep. Hello, everyone. I'm Arpan from Bhutan Internet Exchange. We are the first internet exchange in the country. It's a neutral IX located in the capital city, Thimphu. We have leased a space from the tech park. As of now, we have got 14 AS connected, including traffic from Facebook Network Appliance, Google, Akamai, Cloudflare, as well as other pro bono members like Kroot, PCH, Woodinet, and so on. Peak traffic is just about 1.86 gig. This is due to the limitation of the switch fabric that we have for right now, because major chunk of the traffics are between the 2 large ISP, that's Touch Infocom Limited and Bhutan Telecom, almost about 26 GB traffic between them. Yes, we have a root server, which is running on Bird, and the peering DB entries are mentioned over there. You could be writing to ipnoc@touchinfocom.com if you need to contact us. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you. Next is CXC.
Thanks, Archie. Can
Thank
you hear
you.
me? Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Ari from CXC, or Cloud Exchange. We are non-profit and community-directed EXP in Indonesia. We have 3 locations for now: Jakarta, Denpasar, and Surabaya. We have several POP in Indonesia, as you can see. We have 111 ISN connected in Jakarta, 26 in Denpasar, and 4 in Surabaya. Our peak traffic is 31G in Jakarta, 2.5 in Denpasar, and not disclosed in Surabaya. Yes, we are using root server on Bird. For detail, you can check out our peering DB URL. Of course, if you have any question, you can contact me directly to ari@cloudexchange.id or to peering@cloudexchange.id. Thank you, Asi.
Thank you. Next is CNX. Mike.
Hello, that is Mike from Cambodia. We are the local exchange in Cambodia. We are mostly focused on local interconnectivity. Unfortunately, there's not many international companies appearing in Cambodia yet, but we have undergone a project this year to create a neutral co-location facility, and hopefully we can offer space to any network that wants to come to Cambodia to co-locate in a neutral location and peer for networks in Cambodia. And we would also welcome very much any root servers that want to deploy in Cambodia. Thank you.
Thanks. Next is CNIX.
Thank you, Archie.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ija Chen from CNIX, which stands for China-Shanghai Internet Exchange. We are a new national IXP established in the city of Shenzhen, which sits right next to Hong Kong, in the Great Bay Area of China. We now have two POPs, as you can see, both in Shenzhen, one in Shanghai data center and one in Nanshan data center. We currently have 10 connected ASNs. The peak traffic is around 105 gigabits per second. And here are some of the featured members like Tencent, Huawei Cloud, China Telecom, China Unicom, China Mobile, Hong Kong Telecom, and GDS. Since we're really new to this market, we now have huge subsidies on all three port types. My contact info is on the bottom right. If you have any questions about the Southern China market or be interested in expanding your business in the Great Bay Area of China, feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Next is Nikix.
Hi, this is Walter. Greetings from the sunny but cold Frankfurt. So I'm presenting a little bit our latest exchange in Asia, that's DKIX Asia. We have presence in Kuala Lumpur, Johor Bahru, Singapore, and Brunei. We cover a couple of most important data centers there. At this moment, we have about 70 plus networks connected with around 60 gigs of traffic. Most important news is the first NG port for all new Singapore participants are for free. When you want to connect to DKIX Asia, we have some new nodes in Europe, like Barcelona, Copenhagen, Esbjerg, Helsinki, Kristiansand, and Oslo. In Chicago, we have added, or in the US, we have added Chicago, Dallas, New York, Richmond, and Phoenix. And in Frankfurt, we have now peaked the 11 terabit of traffic. If you have any questions in regards connecting to any DKIX location, including Asia or India or whatever exchange you want to have more information on, please feel free to reach out to my colleagues, Catherine, John, Victor, or myself. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Next is Digital Edge.
Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've spoken to all of you. Hopefully we'll get to meet each other in face-to-face soon. Digital Edge, we're a brand new internet data center company. We're going to be launching our EPIX, the Edge Peering Interconnect Exchange in Seoul and Jakarta. We've made a few acquisitions. There's another slide for the data centers coming up. We are going to have 400 gig ports available on day one. So for those who need it, and we're having some special offers pre-sale. So anybody interested in joining our exchange, contact myself and or Andrew Un. And we're, the original team that brought you Asia Pairing Forum. We're going to be organizing at the Epic Asia event in Jakarta in August. So, save the date. If you're interested, feel free to log into that website and register your interest. Once we have more detail, we'll share it with you as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next would be Equinix.
Hi everyone, Abhishek here. Equinix IX services runs under 24115 PSN, and we are in the 5 continents, 23 metros, 48 metros. And we are having on our platform like 2,000 plus unique ASN globally, with like 830 plus ASN in APAC specifically. And the traffic volume that we have is around 20 Tbps globally, which 10 Tbps peak traffic in APAC. We have a hot presence, like the new location that we introduced last year is Melbourne, Perth, Osaka, and Seoul. And very soon, like we're going to add one more country, India, as our presence, which is like maybe end of Q2. And we have a route server which runs on the bird. We support feature like RKPI, RTBH, private VLAN concept. For our peering DB, you can either scan our QR code to go through our website, and for peering DB, you will refer our peering DB ASN. For interconnection team, you want to explore more on the IX platform services and the pricing, you can connect with our interconnection team regionally, which is based in Japan, Hong Kong, China, like New Zealand and Australia, Korea, and Singapore and Southeast Asia. So they will give you like more insight on the technical capability of the IX platform. But in the meanwhile, if you want to connect me, want to explore more, I'm happy to help. Thank you.
Thank you. Next would be GetFX.
Hi, Archie. Thank you, Archie. Hi, everyone. This is Gio. I'm excited to announce that we have a new IX in Cebu, but I'm going to go through the Manila first. So our locations in Metro Manila, we're present in 6 major data centers, Metro Makati 1, 2, Pasig, and Parañaque, as well as Team Cremona, and latest addition is Archie's Globe MK2. Thanks, Archie. We're also we have 52 ASNs connected to the IX at the moment, and we're seeing peaks of 80 gigs. Our route servers, we have 2 route servers based on Bird, and you can see us on PureDB at 2, 3, 4, 5. And a newest addition to the family is GetFX Cebu, the second biggest metropolitan area in the Philippines. There's a bit of a typo there. It's Vitro Cebu 1, Cyberzone, and our own Crown 7 data center. That's where our POPs are. Right now it's just starting, so we have 3 networks at the moment, peaking at 700 Mbps. Same route servers, 2 based on Bird, and PureDB at 3558. So to contact us for domestic, we have Mock Alfonso, and email there, and Mike Rasco for international. Sorry about the typo again on the email, but it's Michael Rasco at getafix.ph. It's my copy paste error. And me heading the IX, so gio.bacareza at getafix.ph. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks. Next is Flo. Yep. So that's me jumping in, Archie. So we also manage Globe IX. We're present in Manila, Cebu, and Davao. Davao is soon. Cebu is ongoing. So focus more on Manila, which is MT2. GetFix upstairs, mentioned by Gio earlier. Connected ASNs currently at 16. Peak traffic at 60. And yes, we have route servers. Check out peering DB entries indicated here. And if you're interested to peer, send an email to me, vb@globe.com.ph. Thanks. Next would be HKIX.
Thanks, Archie. Hello, this is Kenneth Chan from Hong Kong IX. We are Internet Exchange in Hong Kong. We have 2 core sites in the Chinese University of Hong Kong and a new core site at the Hong Kong Cyberport. In addition, we have 6 satellite sites in other data centers and a research and education network at Mega-I. We have around 340 AS connected with peak traffic of 2.3 terabit per second. We have route server for multilateral peering and support our PKI and vendors for routing security. You can find our participant list on our website or the Peering DB. For the recent update, we have launched the reseller program, which allow our participants to do remote peering with us. If you want to be a reseller or want to connect the HKIX through the reseller network, please refer to our website for more information. Thank you.
Thanks again. Next is IIX.
Thank you, Archie. This is Mike from Sunny Advantage again. We are the data center operator in Hong Kong, in particular Mega-I. You know that a lot of the telco, OTT cloud player having their presence in our data center. That's the reasons why we built our own internet exchange platform. We call it iAdvantage, IAIX. Actually, the intention for this IAIX is for facilitate those ISP and OTT player to start their peering exercise in our data center, because in day one, they may not have so much traffic and know how to do the peering with other participants in our data center. So you can consider this like a testing bed for supporting this kind of peering requirement. And we are offering the prefix filter. So sort of a route server capability can be supported. We have both IPv4 IPv6. So feel free to contact us if you would like to have the connections at our IAIX. We encourage more ISP and OTT to turn up their connections in our internet exchange. So we are offering free port and on certain conditions. And feel free to contact myself and my colleague Andrew. Thank you, Archie.
Thank you. Next is IX Australia. All right.
Hi, everybody. It's good to see you from here in a constant downpour that is Sydney right now. I think I'm about to be washed away. But yes, we run 6 IXPs across Australia, and we're currently surveying our members to see where they want us to go somewhere else. So if you are all interested in making us go somewhere else, please get in touch with us and we'll send you out our survey and you can tell us where we should go. So yeah, we started first of all 25 years ago in Western Australia with Wakes, and then built South Australia, Victoria, ACT, New South Wales and Queensland. So we're in all of the most of the capital cities in Australia, and hopefully soon we'll get to Hobart and Darwin. Our locations, yeah, all of those cities. Our points of presence mean that we're in pretty much every big data centre across the country, and in a lot of the smaller ones as well. So once again, if we're not where people want us to be, they should jump onto our survey and tell us where to go. We have at least 250 ASNs in most places. The other good thing about our approach to doing things is that all of our IXPs are connected together, and that means you can connect on one IX but present in another. So you can connect in physically in Western Australia, but actually peer in Queensland or somewhere else, depending on how you want it to work. And you can also strap VLLs across our network in between your other points of presence or directly into our cloud services if you want to do that. So we've got a bunch of other good services that sit side by side with the actual basic IXP services. Yeah, over 250 ASNs, even more. That was a number I sort of grabbed from one of them and put it down there to fill out the box. We're peaking at around about 800 gig at the moment, and we crack that pretty regularly as well now. If you want to have a good look at what we're doing on the IXs, have a look at metrics.ix.asn.au, and you'll see in great detail. And you'll actually see the fun thing, which is the way that our networks have gone from the classic sawtooth shape to that square wave we're all seeing post-pandemic. Yep, of course, we run Bird everywhere, and we have at least 2 instances per each IX. And yet we're on Peering DB, just like all the other good folks are. If you want to get in touch with us, peering at internet.asn.au.
Thanks, Ariel. Next is GPIX.
Hello. Yeah, hello Archie, hello everyone. This is Mugi. GPIX established as the first commercial internet exchange in Japan 1997. GPIX traffic increase is still incredible this year. We are proud to inform this much traffic level, hitting 2 terabit in Tokyo and 1 terabit in Osaka. This year, we opened a new POP in Fukuoka. GPIX holds user meeting twice a year in summer and winter. This year is our 25th anniversary. With so much appreciation to all of you, I'm helping and encouraging your nice and smooth peering. If you have any questions, please contact with me. I hope we can see each other in person next time. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Archie.
Thank you. Yeah, next will be GPNet.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Yama-san.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. So my name is Toyama, and I'm a representative of the JPNAP. Yeah, so JPNAP, there are 4 internet exchanges in Japan, Tokyo and Osaka. And last year, we opened Fukuoka and Sendai. Currently, Tokyo and Osaka carries the big traffic, the 3.3 terabit in Tokyo and 1.5 terabit in Osaka. And Fukuoka is a recent started, but now this is an unexpectedly a growth, due to content caches. Okay, so as you can see, currently 185 AS in Tokyo and 80 in Osaka, and The recent update is in, we opened the new data centers in Inzai and the suburban area of Tokyo. And also in Osaka, we will have a new data center in NTT Sonezaki, very close to the Dojima. And currently, your contact is described here, me and Hide and Mizuki. And please contact us through the email or some messengers. And mail contact is in the info@nfid.coj. Oh, yeah, thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. Next would be Kinks. Gloria?
Yes, hi, thank you, Archie. Hello, this is Gloria Lee, who will be speaking on behalf of Kinks today. As you can see in our slide, our company Kinks is headquartered in Seoul, South Korea. We have 8 point of presence where members may connect to our RX platform, which are as followed. Kinks Dogo, Gasan, and Bundang centers are where members may directly connect to our RX platform. And Sangam 1 and 2 centers are able to support remote peering. We also have extended network in our overseas POP at Tokyo, CC1, Equinix 2i2, and Mega Plus Hong Kong. Through our presence in Tokyo, we welcome peering connections with JPIX, JPNAP, and BBIX members. We'll soon have remote peering services turned up on PCCW, Constant Connect platform as well. As for the current status of members and traffic, our IX peering platform has 80 registered ASN members, and these members have recently showed a peak traffic of 480 gigabytes. For any more details of our IX platform, please don't hesitate to contact us through globalbiz@kinks.net, or you can reach me through my own personal email, sjl110@kinks.net. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is MMIX. Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Time.
Yes, my name is Demi Kai. Now, at the time being, we only have one internet exchange in Yangon, Myanmar, one POP only. Till now, we have 80 AS number joining to us. Our peak traffic is around about 60 gigabit per second. So recently, because of more member and also the traffic is also high, we are getting really increased traffic recently. So we also have a plan set up another exchange in Mandalay, Upper Myanmar, Mandalay city, second largest city in Myanmar. So if you like to connect MMIs, you can contact to info@mm-is.net. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next would be MyIX. One. Okay, I think I'm gonna jump in here. MIX is Malaysia Internet Exchange, AS55822. Current present presence are in AIMS KL, Cyberjaya, in Johor, and Chuping. 130 ASNs connected with peak traffic of 1.2 tera, route service bird, and they have an RPKI validator. Check out the details in their PNGB entry. And if interested to connect, send an email to peering@myx.my. Okay. Next will be NNIX. Can we?
Hello. Thanks, Archie. Hi, it's good to see you.
Welcome.
It's good to see you. Yeah, this is NNIX from China. We are located at Hangzhou in China, and currently we have 4 points distributed around Hangzhou. Our AS are 139, 136, and there are 82 AS that connected to us. Our peak traffic has reached almost 600 GB per second till the end of 2021, and we have 2 root servers. Here is our link of PurineDB, and our website is www.nnix.cn. You can find more information about us on the website if you are interested. We are open and we hope to communicate and cooperate with all friends here. You can touch us with my email address. wuchanhui@nix.cn. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you. Next is SGIX. We can't hear you. SK? Sorry, no audio. Yeah, we can't hear you, man. Hello? Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yes, better. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm C from Singapore Internet Exchange. Singapore Internet Exchange is a not-for-profit internet exchange in Singapore. For point of presence, we have 6 locations, and we also have 5 satellite sites. Number of connected AXN is about 176. Peak traffic is about 1.3 terabits. We are using the Cisco route server, and for the recent update, we will be reducing our port fee by up to 25% from April onwards for all our existing peers. So for anyone who wish to connect to SGX, do drop us an email at info@sgix.com. Back to you, Archie.
Thank you. Next will be at Tokyo. So we go now to the data center. Sean?
Yes, my name is Sean Monden from at Tokyo. We are one of the largest domestic data center service provider in Japan. Our main campus, CC1, CC2, supports excellent connectivity there. And also, we are expanding our footprint in west side of Tokyo, such like Osaka and Kyushu. In Osaka, we have DC12. And in Kyushu, we have the newest footprint, which is QC1. All of them have their excellent connectivity, and we are more than happy to support your peering platform through our data center service. Thank you very much.
Thanks, man. Next is Digital Edge.
Hello again. Basically, I don't know if you've been keeping up with all the news, but we've been making a string of acquisitions in the past and also building our own greenfield data centers. So Tokyo, we've made acquisition for some of CommSpace's data center, CommSpace 1 and 2, and CTC's data centers. And we're building our own data center in Osaka. We have acquired Sejong Telecom's data center assets in Korea. We have acquired in a JV with Indonet, with the new data center in Edge in downtown Jakarta, right opposite the road to Cyber One building. And we're going to be launching our Manila data center later this year in Laguna Data Park. So again, if anyone's interested, please let me know. And we hope to see you all at the EPIC conference. Thank you.
Thanks. Next is Globe. So me again. Globe Telecom also operates several data centers. We have in Manila, Cebu, and Davao. We also host several IXS. Main one will be in MP2. We have fixed, Space Open IX, and get a fix. And more, or density-wise, we have more in Manila. You can check out the details, the peering entries, and send an email to me if you're interested. Thank you. Next will be Sunivision.
Oh, thank you. Hi, finally. Thank you, Archie. And this is Jojo from Sunivision iAdvantage. So good to see you all here. I would like to give you some latest update about our development in Hong Kong. As you all know, Sunivision is a neutral data center. It's a key connectivity hub in Hong Kong and gateway to mainland China and to APAC region. And we have over 200 partners and end user located with us. And you can find your upstream supplier, peering partners, and community here. And some key internet exchanges also located with us, like M6, BBIX, Hong Kong IX, Kings, NetIX. So they are present in our mega campus. And also 9 out of 10 subsea cables landing in Hong Kong located with us, and more to come too. And so we just finished increasing our power capacity at Mega I Taiwan by 40%. And also we have 2 new sites will be ready. One is Mega Gateway in Chiang to be completed by the second half of this year, 2022. And another one is Mega IDC in Zhongguanou, phase 1 to be completed by the first half of 2023. So after all this completion, our class 4 area of our data center in Hong Kong will be double, and our power capacity will be increased by 400%. So now we have power and space to cater your growth and expansion. So if you'd like to know more, you know how to find me. And thank you. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, APRICOT.
Thanks, Jojo. And that's the end of the second session. Details will be published in the APRICOT website. Handing is over back to Philip. Thank you.
Actually knows how to finish a session bang on time. I was sitting here nibbling my nails, wondering, oh, how long's this going to go? But thank you so much, Achi and Lisa, for organizing the peering personals. Again, it was great to hear about all these networks, exchange points, and data centers. So thank you so much for that. Also, Thelina, thank you for chairing the whole session, and Terry for your presentation. So that brings us to the end of the conference part of the peering forum, but please don't go away. So just want to thank everybody, thank all the participants. What I'm going to do now is, I didn't record the game yesterday, but I'm going to record the quiz today. So let me just stop this recording. And then I'll start the recording all over again so that we can go and relive this wonderful quiz by Gerardo time and again. Gerardo, the floor is yours for your quiz.
Thank you. Remember to keep this for posterity. So welcome everybody to our second APRICOT 2022 Kahoot quiz. My name is Gerardo Yuye and I am your quiz master. Today we are broadcasting from a Lagrange point located between my computer and my chair. It's a magical Lagrange point where only I float. So let me explain to you how to play the game if you don't know. You have to go to www.kahoot.it or use the Kahoot app. Then you'll be asked for a PIN number, which is the one you can see here on the screen, 5776659. And afterwards, you will be asked for a nickname. So if you put in your registration number, your nickname, it'll be easy for us to find you if you win. Otherwise, remember to take a screenshot of the screen if you are one of the winners. So the thing is, I will be sending you around 12 questions, and all of them will have around 4 possible answers. That's right, Flipper, 4 possible answers, but one of them will be right. And the thing is, the person who gets the right answer the fastest, that one, yes, Mr. Crow, that one will win. So let's see who has the fastest finger, the fastest brain, and of course, who has the it. Who was that? I was that. And let's take 3, 2, 4, 5, 1 seconds to let people sign up. And then we will just launch with this. Let's go. So first one will be the question number 1, which is, which of the following is an RIR? So one of these 4 is an RIR. Is it ICANN? Is it RIPE? Is it APRICOT? Or is it the fourth answer, which I can't really see here. Let's see. I see it. Ayana. Haha. I see it now. So which one of these is an RIR? And the right one is APNIC. If you chose ripe, that's wrong. The ripe RIR is called ripe NCC. On to our next question, but let's look at the leaderboard first. Anon 99 at the front, and Urban Boy and Roko Nuzaman. Next question. Who of the following is APRICOT's peering social sponsor? So who of these four, HKIX, Lynx, APNIC, or Equinix, is the APRICOT's peering social sponsor? One of these four. If you don't know the answer, just press random. The best thing you could do is press any random color randomly as fast as you can, and chances are 1 in 25 that you got the right answer. And the right answer is Equinix. Well done. Leaderboard says Unknown 99 still at the front, Boy, Urban, Lone, and Ben. Let's go on to the next question. How many economies are there in the Asia Pacific region as served by APNIC? 56, 55, 58, or 128 bits? So let me repeat the choices. 56, 55, 58, or 128 bits. So how many economies are there in the Asia Pacific region? And the right answer is 56. Well done. At the leaderboard, we have Unknown 99 still at front, Urban, Molby, Lon, and John. That seems like it rhymes. That's right, Fido. In Jack Haverty's keynote speech, when did the internet start to run? At the end of 1975, at the end of 1981, at mid-1980, or at the start of 1977? All wonderful years. And again, the options are end of 1981, end of 1975, mid-1980, or start of 1977. And the right answer is end of 1981. Yes, that's when Jack Haverty said in his keynote speech that the internet started to run. That's when it got its sneakers and learned to walk. Urban taking the lead, Horatio, Anon 99, Molby, and Lon. On to our next question. Question number 5.
Good luck.
Which economy has hosted the most apricots? Is it the Philippines, Australia, Malaysia, or Singapore? Let me repeat that. Philippines, Australia, Malaysia, or Singapore? And the right answer is, boom, Malaysia. And most of you thought Australia. So, Urban at the front, Horatio, Boy, Anon 99, and Fairuz. This can be anything. It can go anywhere. That's right, kitty cat. How many peering personas were presented in today's sessions? 45, 57, 32, 71. Let me repeat that. 71, 32, 57, 45. So of these four, which one was it? 45, 32, 57, 71. I can play this game all day. And the right answer is, boom, 57. If you didn't count them now. You'll know it's 57. Urban, Flaming, Burning, and Boy, Ben, Rafkan, Kind. That's right. I almost read it wrong. Question number 7. How many bits make up an IPv6 address? Is it 96, is it 64, is it 128, or is it 123? So 96, 64, 128, 123. One of these is the right answer. And away we speed with it. And the right answer is 128. One person did random blue, and that is also valid. Leaderboard says Urban at the front, Boy, Ben, Raf, and Kind. Question number 8. How many formal sessions per day are there at APRICOT 2022? So how many formal sessions per day at APRICOT 2022? 10, 8, 6. They're so good, I stopped counting. Let me give you the options once again. 10, 8, 6, or they're so good, you all should have pressed the green one. They're so good, I stopped counting. But the right answer is actually 8. Leaderboard says Urban still at the front, Boy, Mamboing, ATQ, and Rups. On to question number 9. Which year saw the first apricot? 1997, 1896, 1996, or 1995? Okay, let me repeat that. 1997, 1896, 1996, or 1995. If you say 1896, then you probably thought apricot was ahead of its time. The right answer is... Oh, yeah! 1996. That's the year we saw the first apricot. Erpen, still at the front. Boy, Fido's, Ben, and Mamboing. Question number 10. You still have 3 more questions to turn this around. How many autonomous systems are visible on today's internet? Surprise! Yes, you will be surprised by the answer. Around 10,000, around 80,000, around 70,000, around 60,000. So around 10,000, around 80,000, around 70,000, around 60,000. Then the right answer is around 70,000. That's the amount of autonomous systems that are visible on today's internet. Check it out. Erpen, Boy, Kind, Shin, and Rups. Let's go on. Question number 11. Which of the following is not a manners principle? So if you read the manners principle and you know about it, you probably know which one it isn't. So is it not ROA creation? Is it not anti-spoofing filters? Is it not prefix filtering? Or is it not DNSSEC? Yeah! Is it not DNSSEC? Is it not prefix filtering, anti-spoofing filters, or ROA creation? And the right answer is, of course, the DNSSEC. Manners has ROA creation, anti-spoofing filters, and prefix filtering, all part of it. Leaderboard says Erpen still at the front. Shin coming up quick. Boy, Rups, and Kind. Last question, everybody. What percentage of prefixes in the IPv6 table have a valid ROA? So if you check the ROA thingies, you would see which percentage of prefixes. So 37%, 47%, 27%. And if you ask yourself, what is a ROA? You got it already wrong. So 47, 37, 27. Which one of these? And the right answer is 37%. So of all the prefixes in the table, only 37% have a valid ROA, which makes me very sad. But anyways, let's go on to the end. Let's check the podium. At place number 3, we have
3.
Shin. At place number 2,
2.
we have Rups. And number 1, we have, of course, Erpen. Congratulations, Erpen. You are the winner of today's quiz. Thank you, everybody, for playing, and congratulations to the winner. Remember to take a screenshot at the end results so you can claim your prize.
Good luck.
We hope you all had fun and learned something new. Continue enjoying APRICOT 2022. We will be back again tomorrow to give you another chance to learn how well you can prance. I will see you again tomorrow.
That's great. Thank you very much, Gerardo. And so, yes, Erpen, if you please get in touch with the secretariat at apricot.net, we can organize your prize. The conference poll has popped up, so let us know how you thought about, well, pretty much the whole session this afternoon, or maybe you can just comment on Gerardo's quiz. It's up to you. Hope you all enjoyed it. So please don't go away. We're going to have a short break just for 5 minutes. So again, stretch legs, get a breath of fresh air, because we have the Peering Social, which is very proudly brought to you by Equinix. So Equinix has been a very long-term supporter of the Apricot Peering Forum and the Peering Social events. So please stay on. The Zoom session doesn't change. And we will see you back here in around about 5 minutes from now. All right. Welcome back after that short break. So this now brings us to the peering social. Actually, should I record this? Yeah, well, why not? I'll record it. All right, so we're now going to do the preamble for the peering social. Now, Equinix is our peering sponsor, peering social sponsor this year. As you learned in the quiz question, if you weren't aware already, even though I'd mentioned yesterday and so forth. So Equinix has been a very long-term supporter of the peering social at APRICOT, and we're delighted that they're willing to support the peering social again this year. In fact, we had a bigger idea, and our bigger idea was to try and do a distributed peering social, which was basically holding events in major cities around the region. But that was before Omicron appeared, and unfortunately Omicron kind of made that impossible, as many economies decided that they won't allow gatherings and so forth. So it just became impossible to do this. So we reverted to doing an online social event. And so we're instead going to do something similar to what we did yesterday, but it's a little bit different. And this one's more about interconnection and working together and so forth. So very similar to yesterday, a remote game. But before we do that, let's play Equinix's video. And then hopefully in a few minutes after that, we'll have words of welcome from Equinix as well.
Every connection, every link, every purchase, every update, download, trade, refresh, every yes, I'm still watching, and turn left here. Equinix is everywhere. As the world's digital infrastructure company, we connect places, partners, and possibilities. They all come together on Platform Equinix. Harnessed by the world's digital leaders, our global interconnected ecosystem is ready to power your success. With a physical and virtual infrastructure that adapts as your business transforms, you can unlock new opportunities and stay secure and connected across the most dynamic industries. You lead the way, we cut the lag. No buffer between start here and go anywhere. And with every leap forward, we look ahead to do better, in service to our communities, to our team, and to our customers. Together, we enable the innovations that enrich our work, life, and planet. Equinix.
Right, thank you for that. Tony Leung was going to say a few words of welcome before we start the social event, but I don't see him online, unless any colleague from Equinix wants to just say a few words before we kick off the social. So,
yeah,
so I think, you know, what I could... Oh, yeah.
Abhishek here from Equinix. I can take that, like, if nobody... So as video showed you, right, like the Equinix is a global data center provided company, and we provide a digital as services to our customer where, you know, they can come on board on platform and explore all the interconnection services that across the globe that we have it. So if anything that require any information about product offering services, you can also, like, anybody can connect to myself or my interconnection team. They can give us more detail about the product offering and technical details on that. So please reach out to me or interconnection team for any questions, any detailed technical expertise, anything required for our service platform. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you for that. Tony, do you wish to say a few words on also on behalf of Equinix, before we move to the social?
Sure. I don't want to hold up everyone's time. I hope everyone enjoyed the apricot. I should let me show my face. Sorry, there was a bit of technical issues there. So I hope everyone enjoyed the apricot, of course, and we all wish that it would be a physical one, of course. And let's look forward to next year's one. We Equinix is delighted to have the opportunity to obviously sponsor the Peering Social. Usually it would be physical, but you know, thanks Apricot, you know, Philip Molly and the team in organizing that hopefully I'm sure it will be very fun virtual Peering Social coming up. I won't take too much of your time, and I'm sure you guys want to jump straight to the game. I just want to take this opportunity to say that we do also have the Asia Peering Forum coming up, and someone mentioned it earlier. It will happen in the summer. We are looking to have perhaps a hybrid event. So physical venue likely to be in Singapore. So hopefully we will see each other physically in Singapore. I'll hand it back to Apricot, Philip, or back to you.
All right, thank you very much for that, Tony. So now let's move over to the social. The social is on a separate platform. It's not here on Zoom. The game will start in 5 minutes. I've posted the link in the chat, so you can click on that directly. Otherwise, you can go to the Apricot website, click on the socials tab, and then select the Peering Social. There are 2 links available there. One link is for the full audio video experience. If you don't have a camera on your laptop or your PC, you can click the link that has the no camera link. So this Zoom session will stop in 4 minutes time. So the actual game will start in 4 minutes time. So you have got those 3-4 minutes to move over and enjoy the social event, enjoy the remote game. And if you're not going to go to the social, we will see you back here tomorrow. So thank you all very much, but please go enjoy the game. It'll be a lot of fun. The folks last night had a great amount of fun as well. Anyway, thank you all. See you later.